Hello, good afternoon. Yes, I'm back. It's time for part 13 of this whole series. I can't believe I've been going for 13 whole parts. But today, I will not be playing Friday the 13th because I already played that back in part 1. So, we're going to play some other games. And I think we will be seeing at least one LJN game today. But let's start off with some Space Hunter because, you know, last time we played Spy Hunter, so let's see how Space Hunter compares to it. I've been a little bit intrigued by this game, but I never really played it for more than 5 minutes. It's one of those, I've seen it on Game Center CX, and yeah, that's kind of where I know it from. So, yeah, great password system, by the way, just a bunch of letters, some Japanese text. Here, what have we got going on here? Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah, this is, oh, I forgot you could just leave the planet like that. Oh, and I entered a different part of the planet. Okay, that's interesting that you can do that. So this game, as I say, I've seen this played, but I've never really played it myself. It's not one that I'm all that knowledgeable on. Actually, okay, what is this thing? It just, like, blocks? Oh no, not the deadly starfish, maybe? In space? Okay, so I think I get how it works, like you can use bombs. Oh, but the enemy can also use bombs. Oh! No! What am I supposed to do there? I think it just moves way too fast to dodge. I don't know what that did, it gave me power. Yeah, this is Space Hunter, made by Kemco, who made such classics as everyone's favourite game, Doughboy, favourite. Anyone, except anyone who's ever actually played it. Because I can get my health back. No, that didn't count. There we go. So the whole game just seems to be one big maze. There was this weird trend back in, like, the mid-1980s, at least in Japan, where there seemed to be this whole thing for making space games where you play as women. I never quite understood that as a trend. I'm guessing there was, like, some TV show that was big in Japan in the 80s, and they got inspired by that, maybe. Or maybe it was Aliens, like the film, because, you know, that had come out in 1986. But then again, like, Baraduk predates Aliens, doesn't it? Isn't that from 85? I don't know, but you had games like this, and Baraduk, and Metroid, and various other ones I can't remember offhand. Layla is another one that was on the Famicom, but I don't think it's on this console. Which is a shame, because that one's actually quite interesting. Ooh. Okay, so you gotta get the timing down. Oh, that worked. Yeah, it might be Dirty Pair. It's not really something I've ever looked into much myself. I know bits of it for osmosis, but it's not something I'm all that knowledgeable on myself. Anime was not really a strength of mine in terms of knowledge. It's one of those things, mostly just know about it from other people, really. But yeah, this game, I always thought this one looked kind of interesting, but for whatever reason, I just never really got around to playing it. So that's what I'm here to do right now. Play some games that I may be familiar with, or in some cases, will not be familiar with. In fact, the character does look a little bit like, I think the character's called Layla, but the character you play as in Layla, at the very least, let's put it that way. What did that do? Yeah, the problem is, of course, all the exposition text is in Japanese. I know that there is a boss fight in each sector, because there are 6 planets that you have to visit. So this is the first one. I can't remember if you have to visit them in order. I think you do, though. It's not a case of you can just visit them in any order you like. There is maybe a slight Metroidvania sort of thing going on, but this was 1986. Like, Metroidvanias, well, they were only just starting to become a thing, I reckon. Yeah, like this. It just gives you a note. Yeah, 13. It's a lucky number if you're me. Because I just like being different. Okay, so where am I supposed to go? So this is the problem. It's the different screens all look very similar. In fact, the game looks very... It doesn't even really look like a Famicom game. This looks more like I don't know, like a computer game. This looks like something you'd see on the Commodore 64 to me. You know, like, if we're talking like other games that I've played on this console, I'd say the one that it most resembles is maybe Cybernoid. Not nearly as bad. Like, this game at least certainly feels more playable than Cybernoid. But yeah, it's definitely got that vibe just because of the sort of flip screen sort of design that it has. It's not really something that I remember seeing a lot of on the Famicom. I guess Legend of Zelda does that, but even then, it's got the sort of scrolling transition between screens, which this game does not. Ooh, okay, this is different. And I think... Oh. No, this takes multiple hits, doesn't it? It's like I'm trying to find the DVD screensaver. See, this is one that I might need to play more of, actually. I'm not sure if I'd like it as much as Spy Hunter, but it's certainly got more going on, I will say that. And certainly as far as Kemco games go, I mean, this can't be worse than... I mean, this can't be worse than bloody Doughboy. I mean, Doughboy is just wrong-headed nonsense. Okay, what is this? Is that Power Up, maybe? Because I do note that it's got icons for B and A on the top right corner, so I'm guessing... Because A is my attack. B, I'm going to assume, is some sort of secondary thing that lets me do something else. I don't know what that is, but it disappeared. Kind of looked like some weird knockoff Batman design, almost, to me. Oh. Oh, hold on. Okay, so B uses my jetpack. Oh. And pressing start apparently breaks the game. I think there may have been a bit of a problem with getting this game to work on here. And also I can't do anything on the screen. I don't know if maybe I need to collect items to get this working. But the thing on the left is clearly a map of some description. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to look like. Judging by the rest of the screen, maybe not. And I'm also not sure what the icons actually mean. I assume the thing on the right of the map is supposed to be me. It's saying, okay, this is the screen I'm on. I think. And then the other screens, they might be rooms that have those... Yeah, I think it's like, okay, here's where the caves are that you go into. That has to be it. I don't know what else it could be. Yeah, so if I go up... Oh, if I go up 2 screens, then I should be able to do that. Okay, well, at least this game has a map. It's kind of interesting, too, because, you know, this came out maybe like a month or 2 after Metroid, and Metroid didn't even have that. Like, there was no in-game map. I think it maybe had a manual that had a map. So it's interesting that this game had it, and it came out roughly the same time. Because that really was not common at the time. Like, how do I do this? Ooh. How many hits does the swing take? I just want to hit it twice, but okay, there we go. Yeah, I think there may be a bit of an error with this ROM. It's kind of a shame that this isn't translated to English, because I can't tell you what going into these rooms actually does. I'm going to assume it's an idea of there's probably a specific room that you have to go into, and then you beat a boss, and then you blow up the planet. I think that's how this game works, because I definitely... Again, I do remember seeing this game on Game Center CX, and I'm pretty sure that's what happens when you beat a level in this. So yeah, the stars are actually more of a threat than I'd hoped. Yeah, it was just camping on the left side of the screen, so it knows I can't hit it there. Unfortunately, the map doesn't really tell me which rooms I've actually been in. It just says, here are the rooms. Okay, what am I supposed to do here? Are they just camping on the... Oh. No, that didn't work. That was a bad idea. Oh, no, I've got my health back at least. Aha! Okay, what have we got here? Also, I don't know what the moon does. It gives me power. I don't know if power is meant to be experience, or maybe that's some kind of expendable resource. Like, maybe you get some sort of weapon later on that is more powerful, but you have to use power to use it. Maybe. I don't know for sure, but I have to guess that's what it is. So I do know that the text does all appear to be in katakana as well. Because, where is this? Oh, wait, did I win? Yep, that's what happens when you win. Ooh. Yeah, because I can see all those bits on the bottom where presumably I have to go to those. But yeah, I don't think the map screen is supposed to look like that, I've got to be honest. Seems unlikely to me. Oh, actually, no. I think I may have actually been in that room already. Okay, let's just try going down. See how far I get. I was expecting this game to be a lot shorter, actually. It feels like the kind of game where I'd be like, I'll play it for like a minute and then just get killed immediately. But, no, it's actually not one of those. Like, yeah. Game's got a bit more, I don't know if it's got depth, maybe? At least for 1986, let's say that. But yeah, I know that there is a translated version of this game out there. That definitely exists. I remember coming across the ROM somewhere. And I don't think I've been in this room. No, I don't remember this one. It's just the lips of death. It's like magic carpet all over again. Oh, no, apparently it can also do that. That's not good. And the B button does nothing on this screen. Yeah, they really do move around like the screensaver of the DVD thing. Okay, what is this? Oh. No, it needs to stop doing that. And I died. Great. Okay, well that is Space Hunter. I may need to play that more on my own time, and preferably a version that works properly. Maybe with an English translation, so I've got a better idea of what's going on. At least it displays the password the whole time. It's certainly far more preferable to games where you get the password when you get game over, and it shows it for like 10 seconds, and you have to like take a photo to know what it is. Those games do exist. There aren't many, but yeah, it's really not good. But yeah, that's Space Hunter. You know, let's play some Karate Champ. It's been a while since I've played this, or certainly this version of it. I do remember the controls in this game are interesting, because the arcade version of this used 2 sticks. You'd have 1 stick to move and 1 stick to attack, and you would do different combinations and they do different attacks. If you've ever played this version of the game, you'll know just how messed up the controls are. Like, it is, it takes some getting used to, let's say. It's got a decent theme song, though. Problem is, I can't remember which button combinations cause your character to turn around, because there are some moves which do that, and it's not like, you know, say you press left and the attack button and then they turn around. It's not like that. I don't remember what button combinations they are. I feel like forward and A is one of them. I want to say the arcade version is the better version, at least if you've got a second person to play it with. But anyway, it is not allowing me to go into the game. Okay, here we go. But yeah, Karate Champ. Also, why does the Y... Why is the letter Y taller than the rest of the letters in the font? I don't really understand that. By the way, get a load of this voice acting. Actually, to be fair, I mean, I was playing... what was it? Ooh. Nope, that one attacks backwards. I don't want that. Yeah, I think like down and B is like backwards. Oh, I did it. white wins. Oh, this does make me miss... okay, so yeah, forward and B makes you turn backwards, so don't do that. It's hard to get a feel for, like, which button combinations do what moves. It's really weird. Oh, there we go. Nice little trick there. The jump back kick for the win. Okay. So we got one. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, graphically, this is pretty good for when it came out. This was 1986 as well, I think. You know what? Ugh! No, I did it too early. Yeah, this actually came out around the same time as Ghostbusters, which is the funny part. Ugh! Also, I never quite understood the hit detection in this. Sometimes it just looks like your attacks go straight through the opponent. And because I get that time he was just, like, crouching, which is why it went through him. But other times, it's like your attack obviously hits the other player, but it just passes through them, and I never understood it. It just seems to happen at random, which is really kind of the problem with this game. The controls are kind of confusing, but, I mean, really the worst thing about this game, the hit detection just doesn't make sense. You know, it's the same problem as, like, Yi Kung Fu, where just like in Yi Kung Fu, half the time your attack just passes through the opponent. And it's like, what? I don't really get it. Ugh! That was a flying kick there for the win. Yeah, also amazing little win animation there. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this bonus stage, I never figured this out. Yeah, like it's pretty much impossible. It's funny, fighting the computer isn't that hard, at least early on. The bonus level, I have no idea what to do. Also, I'd forgotten, yeah, that move kind of sucks. I gotta be honest, I might prefer this to Yi Kung Fu. Yi Kung Fu is okay at first, but then you get to, like, the third opponent, and then the game just becomes super hard. And, I never liked it. Ugh. There we go. The low kick. Sweep the leg! Yeah, speaking of Karate Kid. Ugh. Yeah. Do you think the flying kick's going to work again? Well, not like that. There we go. Also, yeah, the background does change every time you win a fight. It's weird. And I think there are 10 different levels, so it actually does take a while to get to the loot point. Okay, I gotta remember, B... Yeah, so B is like... Down and B is like sweep behind you, which is kind of weird. Yeah, that was my trick. Unfortunately, it passed right through the opponent, so it didn't work. Ugh. Okay, high kick! There we go. Or a back round kick, according to the game. I don't really get that. Oh, was that half point? I thought that would have been a full point, but I guess not. There we go. Also, yeah, you do know that there's not that much time as well. I think if the timer runs out, whoever has the most points wins. I think that's how this works. Ugh. And yeah, getting the timing on that, yeah, good luck. Also, the perspective changes on the levels too, and I don't really understand that. It's like this one's got a... Yeah, it's got a bit more of a, like a double dragon sort of view. I mean, the jump animation looks a little bit awkward, let's be honest. But the rest of the game looks okay, even if the art style with the backgrounds is a little bit inconsistent. Ugh. No, that didn't work. The computer opponents do get harder as you progress. Unfortunately, there's no, like, visible belt, so you can't really gauge what the difficulty is they're supposed to be. It's like everyone in this game is a black belt. There we go, just a nice little boot to the face. Or foot to the face, because they don't even wear boots in karate, but, you know. You know what's funny, too? This never got released on Famicom. There was a version of this on the disk system, but it wasn't on Famicom. Like, because this, I think, was the original version, like the NES one. And then it got released on the Famicom in 1988, I think. It's weird. Ugh. I don't know why they didn't connect, but whatever. Oh, I did it. Kart Fighter. I'd say this is better than Kart Fighter. It certainly got better audio, at the very least. I suppose Kart Fighter has more going on, but... Actually, does the, Can you do, like, moves with the, diagonals? Or is it just the cardinal directions? Because I know in the arcade version there were no diagonals, and I think that's also true of this one. Maybe I'm wrong, but... if I remember correctly, that's how this works. Ooh. Okay, let's see if I can take this. No, that didn't work. No! Okay. Round 3, win. Well, that is a fair point. But, you know, does Yossi have this amazing win animation? Okay, let's try... Let's see if I at least do one thing in the bonus round. Nope, apparently not. Also, this background, I don't understand this one. Just, yep, no, we're just inside, we're just in, I don't know, Hawaii during a sunset, I guess. Also, yeah, good luck getting the high score on this. Considering that I'm on level 4, and I've gotten barely a quarter of the high score. I don't know, like, I'd imagine if you're good at the bonus levels, it's probably a lot easier to do that, but... unfortunately, I'm not. Ugh! Yeah, that wasn't good. No! Okay, I might not win this one. Oh, you know, I will say this, by the way. I kind of like this game, in spite of its obvious kind of issues, but... I will say this. IK Plus is really the best of these early sort of karate games where you're just kind of on one plane and you just gotta hit the other dude a bunch of times. That one, it was actually 3 characters that were fighting instead of 2. But it plays a lot like this, but a fair bit better, I would say. The controls were easier to grasp. And I think that one had a bit more going on. Like, there were more bonus levels, really cool theme song. Also, yeah, why is the referee on a palm tree? Well, it's a Dead East game, I suppose, would you expect. But yeah, I think that's it. There we go. Had a good run. I'm sorry, this win animation gets me every time. But there we go. That is Karate Champ for the Nintendo Entertainment System. One of the first third-party games on the NES, and the first one that wasn't released on Famicom cartridge. Again, there was a disk system version, but I think that was only released because Nintendo was desperate for publishers to release things for the disk system, because people were abandoning it pretty quickly. But anyway, that is Karate Champ. Let's keep the karate motif going with Karaki, better known as the Karate Kid. I don't know why it's called Karaki on the menu. Maybe they realised that, yeah, this is an LJN game and they probably shouldn't be advertising that. It's funny too, this was one of the first games that the AVGN looked at. Like, one of the very first videos he did. I always think of the intro to that. Fuck! Die! Yeah, by the way, this is level 1. So this essentially is just the karate tournament from the end of the first movie. It's a weird game because essentially this is mostly an adaptation of Karate Kid 2. But the first level is just the ending from the first film. it's weird how they did it. Here we go. I'm just going to sweep the leg. I'm just going to go full Cobra Kai on this bit. And then just fly into the air and just get killed immediately. Is that the video where he says that? I think it is, actually. Yeah, here we go. Just kick the shit out of him, and then you win. Yeah. Karate Kid. Pretty notorious game. This was one of the first games that LGN put out. It was this, Jaws, which I think was actually based on Jaws 4. You know, the one that no one liked. And then you had, is it Gotcha the Sport? I don't think the other games are on this. Certainly, Gotcha the Sport isn't, since that's a light gun game. And I think if there were light gun games on the system, we would have come across them by now. And also here, speaking of bonus levels. Boom! Yes, like 20 years, like literally. Crazy. But there we go. They certainly went out of the way to put some bonus levels in this. By the way, I think this was by Atlas, wasn't it? This was like one of the first games they did for LGN, because they did this. They did Friday the 13th, I think, was one of theirs. The TNC Surf designs that we looked at last time, that was, I'm pretty sure that was one of theirs too. I'm trying to remember what other games they did. Oh, didn't they do those horrible, like, NFL and MLB games? I think that was them. Both of those games are terrible, by the way, if you haven't played them. Yeah, just... The NFL game, I mean, I made fun of the John Elway game on the last stream, but the NFL game is, like, 1,000 times worse. Because at least the John Elway game is jank, but it is... It's got pace to it, at least. It's not, like, super slow. Also, if you play a certain way, you can just... You could just have the enemies just behind you the whole time, but the game does go out of its way to put them in front of you. Which kind of makes sense, because otherwise it'd be a bit too easy. I will say this, the graphics and music are actually quite good for when this game came out. This was 1987, I think. Like, this was one of the first games that, again, the LGN put out. Even if the background graphics are unclear as to sort of where the platforms are. Because that whole thing looked like a platform to me. I don't know if maybe that's just the output on my TV makes it look worse. Probably. I want to at least get to the third level. I don't see it happening now. I'm playing this pretty badly, but, you know, so be it. I do like the soundtrack to this game, if nothing else. Like, people talk about this like it's one of the worst games on the system. I don't necessarily agree. Oh, this one. I don't remember how this works. You have to press, like, a button, don't you? Yeah. It's like you have to press either A or B, and I cannot remember how it works. And the fact that the game doesn't tell you how to do it when you go in... basically, if you get that bonus stage, yeah, you're actually better off just, like, reloading save state and hope you get a better one. There we go. Ugh, at least I beat a level. Yeah, I will say for the record, I have played this one before, kind of off-stream, and yeah, this game is not very good. I don't think it's one of the worst games on the system, but it is pretty mediocre. I think the AVGN even basically said it was like a rip-off of Kung Fu, but much worse. And I kind of agree with that. Yeah, this is kind of just like, we have Kung Fu at home. It's kind of a shame, too, because... conceptually, it's not bad. Like, there is stuff going on here that you don't get in games like Kung Fu, like the bonus levels. There is more of a difference to the actual levels. Like this level, you've got all the debris that you have to avoid. And I think the level after this, like, the enemies all have weapons and you have to try to avoid getting hit by them. So, like, I'll give them this. Like, there is variety to the levels. It's not necessarily good variety, but it's something. And that's more than I can give some other games. Dare I say, there may actually be more variety to this than with Spot Next 2, funnily enough. Even though Spot Next 2 is definitely the better game. Oh, okay, apparently there was a bonus level there. I couldn't even see it. But that's fine by me. There is a third one where you have to catch, like, flies, I think. It's like that scene in the film where... yeah, It's like Daniel's having to, like, what was it, like, test of patience, where you have to collect the flies. No, we just keep getting this one, which is fine by me. This is, like, the easy bonus level. Even though I keep messing up, but whatever. Yes, we are past the halfway point. Well, both in this game and on this console. I think, yeah, there are literally only 4 levels in this game. You beat level 4 and that's it. I've never done that. I've always gotten stuck on this level. Because, yeah, this game is not easy. Especially when you have the enemies just kind of camping on the spot you're trying to get to. Okay. I swear there's a 3rd bonus level. It's just not giving me it for some reason. Okay, I don't know how you do that. But, what is it? No, there is a 3rd one. It's like catch the flies. I want to at least see if I can get that. But it's just not coming up for some reason. Yeah, good luck with this, by the way. Nope, just have to go the bottom route. Hope for the best. Oh, no, and just fall into the pit like an idiot. Like, I didn't even get hit. At least the game has checkpoints. You have to redo the whole level every time you die, which is something that you do have to do in Kung Fu. Ugh. No, sod off. Or just glitch me up the platform. That's interesting. Okay, here we go. This is the one I was talking about. I don't remember how you do this. Yeah, I'm just going to mash buttons and hope for the best. So there's like 6 flies that you can catch. And then if you catch all of them, you get like a bonus. There we go. Success! Yeah, look at all them points I got. I think if you get enough points, you get an extra life. Because I did seem to get one earlier. Also, I keep wasting my drum punches. Because I think if you stand still, like you don't hold a direction, and you press the attack button, it does your kind of special attack. Great, and I did that again. I can't even blame the game for that. That's just me being rubbish. Oh, Bosconian, I think is one of the greatest arcade games ever made. Like, might actually be my favourite Namco game. It's certainly up there. I've got it on the arcade archives on the Switch. And I'm trying to remember how many points I got. It was like 100 and something thousand. Because I played that game a fair bit. Cadil. What is this? Oh, I think I remember what this is. Yeah, this is Cadillac. And from the title, you would probably expect it to be, you know, a racing game. It is not. Firstly, it's all in Japanese, so that's good. No, what this actually is a puzzle game based around cards. It's a weird one. It takes some learning. I forget exactly what the rules are. I know that you have to get a certain amount of points to beat the level. There's a game similar to this called... It's called something like Square Deal, I think. Or maybe that was the Game Boy version. I can't remember. How does this work? Okay, so we've got... Oh, hold on. Let me get a straight flush. I can do this. I can't remember if you can stack cards vertically. Or diagonally, I mean. Yeah, there we go. That's a straight flush there. Gotta be honest, the soundtrack for this one is not great. I don't remember exactly how it works. Also, yeah, pause 99. I think... Oh. Okay, so if you press start, it does that. I think if you press select... No, okay, it's not select, it's A. Yeah, so basically you have a certain amount of time to pause the game, and... Yeah, basically, after doing that, you can't pause anymore. It's... Basically... If you pause the game, it allows you to sort of look and sort of analyse what's happening on screen, which can be useful, to be fair. Oh no. I'm going to do this. Okay, here's a question. Can I match these cards diagonally? Or is that not an option in this? I don't know! This is a problem. I'm probably going to lose, because I don't remember how this game works. Just kind of a problem. Yeah, because I need what? No, I need a club, I think. No, that didn't work. Yep, this one's really not going well, so I have no memory on how to play this. It's been a while since I've played it. Yeah, the soundtrack is really not good. As I say, there is a game like this on the Famicom. I think it was called Square Deal, and it's essentially just this game, but better. From what I remember, like, they kind of updated the gameplay a bit. This one just kind of feels like the rough draft for that game. So, yeah, not really too upset about not really playing that for more than, like, a minute. Because it's kind of whatever. Now, the next game that we're going to play is Woter Pip. But I do need to rectify a mistake that I'd made on one of the previous streams. Because if we go back to this page, there were a couple of games on here that, if you're watching the VODs on YouTube, as I uploaded these, there was one stream where I started recording about 10 minutes into the stream. And unfortunately, that meant that you didn't get to see Toy Factory or Woter Pip. So we're just going to quickly revisit these just for the benefit of anyone who's watching the VODs for these. At least you'll get to see what these look like. Now, Toy Factory is one of the most puzzling games, let's say. It's one of the ones that makes the least sense to me. It's like, okay, here is a game where you've got these pouches, and you have to put the things into the right pouch, and sometimes the colours match, and sometimes they don't, and sometimes a bomb goes off. Yeah, there are bombs inside this Toy Factory, because apparently this was set up by the villain from that piece of shit Toys film that Robin Williams was in back in the early 90s. Because he really needed a better agent during that time, let's be honest. And, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. You don't need to see more than that, trust me. But what about Woter Pip? Or, I apologise, Woter Pipes. Yeah, well, you can probably already see what this is. Essentially, this game can be best described as, well, what would I even call it? Pipe dream at home. That's really the only way I can describe it adequately. It's like, yep, you ever played Pipe Dream? Have you ever wanted to play a really bad knockoff version of it? Because, it's basically what this is. And again, you don't really need to see more of this one. I have played through that on stream before. I don't really care to play it again. But let's finish off this page with the final game on here, Woter Pip. So, which is the better game, do you think? Woter Pipes or Woter Pip? Well, Woter Pip was made by Compile, so that's one good point in its favour. Also, features Gorbachev, because it was the 90s, and there was time for that, I suppose. So let's see what we've got going on with this. Let's see if we can beat Moo's score. I'm just going to play on level 1. Yeah, I remember this game. If you don't know what game this is, well, kind of a strange one, really. Basically, it's a puzzle game that Compile put out. This may have been... I'm not certain. I want to say this was before Puyo Puyo, or maybe it was around the same time. And, you know, Compile became a pretty big name from that game. But before that, you had games like this, which were not really as big. I don't know, there is a charm to the theming of this game, at least. But as for the game itself, I never quite understood this one. Like, I mean, I understand how to play it, I just never quite understood the design behind it, I suppose. Yeah, Compile made some really good games. You know, of course, they made Gunnak, which I have played on this console. And then they made various other games, like this one. There we go. Yes, Zanak was one of theirs as well. And Zanak, it's a very good game. Wait, what is this? Oh, no, it just removes the column, which is not really what I wanted to do, but sure. No, I need a straight piece, and it's not giving me one. Ah, there we go. Yeah, Zanak I don't think is on this console, which is funny because they have Gunnak, but not Zanak. Though, admittedly, Gunnak may be the better game. So here we go, stretching across from Tokyo all the way to, is that Vladivostok, I'm guessing? And we got to make all the way to Moscow, and then we win. I don't know. Is anyone out here familiar with this game? Because, as I say, this is not one... It's not one I've ever really gotten into. Again, I've played this one a little bit. I know how the game works. You know, how to play it. But yeah, I never hear anyone talk about it, which is kind of funny. It's kind of... Oh yeah, there's Puyo Puyo, and then there's that other puzzle game they did that just kind of exists. Oh, let me, oh. No, that was the, full thing. Also, the soundtrack. It's definitely got a flavour to it. Tell me what's your flavour. So I'm trying to remember what the trick is to this game, and I can't remember what it is. There's something. Might as well get rid of that. Because that does not help me. I'm trying to think of what else Compile was even doing at this time. There was a Famicom Disk System version of Puyo Puyo that was out at around this time, I think. I can't say I've really played that version much. Like, I've played it a little bit, and I don't remember really caring for it, personally. It just... I don't know. It's like I play it, and I'm just like... Yeah, this just isn't nearly as good as the Mega Drive version, if I'm being honest. Also, yeah, none of these pieces are really what I want right now. I need a straight piece, and the game isn't giving me one. Maybe that's the trick. They stiff you on the straight pieces. And you kind of need those a lot of the time. At least you are if you're me and don't plan things out properly. And that one's facing the wrong way. And that doesn't help. Okay, how many matches do I need to get to? Okay, that... No! I don't want to do that. How many matches do I need for this? More than I probably want. I'll just do that. Okay, I don't think that's actually what I was going for, but oops. Also, it did say at the beginning, like, who came up with the game, which is kind of funny. Unfortunately, I have kind of messed this up a little bit. Oh, here we go. We're getting somewhere now. Gonna make this happen. It kills the game to do that. Does have a bit of a pipe dream thing going on where you just get so many like turning pieces that you have to do something with them. Yeah, it's not really hard to argue against that. Yeah, I think it's fair to assume which is the better game. It's like, yeah, the one with the horrific soundtrack that you want to mute immediately, that's also just a bad rip-off of Pipe Dream. Like, at least this game is kind of original. It's got ideas. And that's more than what this game has. Or it's more than what Woter Pipes has, I should say. So yeah, some of these pieces really do not seem to be much of a help. It's like this one, where they don't really seem to line up with anything. Okay, here we go. Okay, that that doesn't help. No. That does that. Okay, and that was me being a fool. Oh, wait, you can kind of split them. Okay, I didn't realise that. So I'm guessing... Okay, yeah, so as you progress through the game, you have to connect more pipes together. There is, oh, what is it? In Pipe Dream, there is a bonus level that is a little bit like this. It's not quite the same, but there are similarities, I would say. Okay. So we got piece facing the wrong way. We got that. Definitely going to place that down there. Ugh. See, this is me just trying to wing it and hoping for the best. You want to talk about a cowboy plumber? Might be looking at it. Okay, so I just need the... Ooh, just need the one piece. Oh, hold on. That doesn't connect to anything, does it? Oops. Aha! Boom! The other game... you mean Pipe Dream? I think I saw that on this menu somewhere, so I'm going to assume we're going to come across that at some point. We haven't come across it yet, but I do wager on that happening at some point. So, hold on. Where are we currently on? Like what part of Russia is this? Because I'm not an expert on that sort of geography, if I'm being honest. I know a thing or two, but I don't know everything. Okay, so I've got to get... Okay, so I still only have to get 2 pipes. I thought by this point you would have to get more, but I guess the game is taking a bit of mercy. Okay, we can do that. And I'll do that just because I can. And then that... Oh, no! That's a problem. And that's also a problem, because that's... I don't want that piece. Like, at all. Yeah, see, this is the problem. They give you so few straight pieces to do anything with. And then half the time it just gives you other pieces that you can't really... You really can't do anything with them. It's like this, the piece facing the wrong way, so... It's like, well, can't do anything with that. Guess I could do this. I think the game, like, knew that I messed up, which is why it keeps giving me those. And that maybe wasn't the best idea, but you know what? I'll make it work. You know, I've been trusted by Gorbachev. At least I assume that's the plot, because, you know, what else could the plot be? It's like Gorby wants us to make a pipeline that connects the Russian sewage system with Japan's. Maybe. Like, is that the plot to the game? Because it might as well be, for all I know. Oh, it's a problem. Yeah, I get the feeling I might not beat this level. Especially, yeah, because it's like, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Not much. Certainly not anything that I'd want to do. It's just giving me all ones I just facing the wrong way. Yeah, it's like Dr. Mario. It gives you every piece except the one that you actually need to win. It's like in that game where you pretty much... It's like, oh, you only have the blue virus left? Let's just give you a whole bunch of red and yellow pieces. Ugh, we got one. Wait, what's going on here? I don't remember this bit. Oh, the rocket of victory! Oop, no, and that's incorrect. Okay, well that's good to know. Yeah, where are the cool tricks? Okay, can Gorbachev this? Can he that? Can he all? These are the hard-hitting questions that... You know, where's Robert Frost when you need him? Oh, that's good. Okay, I need a straight line. And I'm not getting one. Okay, there we go. Oh, now give me the, destroy the piece now. Aha! Wait, no, what? Oh, wait, no. Okay, I think I get it. So, yeah, in the later levels, there are, like, parts where you can't connect it to anything. Okay, so I think you have to connect it to the green bits. And if it doesn't connect to the green bit, then it doesn't count. I think. Just going by the graphics. I don't remember this mechanic at all, but I don't think I actually got this far when I played the game before. Okay, I don't know what to do here. Like, none of these pieces are good. Can I just... Oh. Okay, I guess that works. Yeah, I don't really... Gotta be honest, I don't really want that piece at this point. It's really not going to help at all. Okay, I definitely don't want that going there, because that's also just a blank bit that isn't going to help. And that one's facing the wrong way. Okay, I need a straight piece to win. Ugh, okay, I did it. Okay. Well, now that I remembered that that's a thing that this game does. Woter Pip. So now we're in Krasnoyarsk. I think that's how you pronounce that. Yeah, we're good halfway across the map already. Though I do note that there are more dots more towards the left, which is probably not a great sign. Okay, well, there's definitely some garbage pieces here. Then again, Puyo Puyo, known for its garbage pieces. Let's be honest. Well, I don't know why I'm saying that. As if that's some kind of controversial statement. It's like, oh yeah, you know how Puyo Puyo has garbage pieces in it? It's like, yes, we did know that. There we go. Oh. Yep, we got one piece. Or one set of pipes, I guess. Okay, well, it's good to know that my pronunciation skills aren't that bad. Could be a lot worse. No, that does not help. Aha! Oh no, what is this? I don't remember this bit. Okay, I'm guessing I was supposed to put that into a pipe. But it wasn't really obvious just looking at it. So what level is this? This is level 5. Okay, yeah. It says it on the left even. Should have noticed that, but I did not. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that for insurance. Just in case I mess up. Oh, no. It's kind of the trick with these games. It really is like a Dr. Mario scenario. I know I keep bringing that game up, but that's really the game that this makes me think of the most. Not entirely in a good way. Like, Dr. Mario is a good game. Not one of my favourite games ever, though. You know, I have my reservations about it. Yeah, see, this is where you just get gamed. It's like, oh, you got the wrong piece. Yeah, I don't even know what that does. Obviously just something, but... Okay, well, at least that's in the right spot. No, that doesn't help. So I gotta remember not to put it in that bit. Ooh. Ugh, okay, I did it. No, I mean, I hear kind of foreign accents all the time anyway. It's just one of those things. Being online, and also just, you know, working in, you know, when you've worked customer service for a considerable portion of your life. The friendship pipeline. Level 6. Let's see what we do on this. Ooh, the music though. Wait, I know the song. It's Flight of the Bumblebee, isn't it? What other games had this song in it? Like, I think the, was it the Roadrunner game? Has a version of the song. A much worse version of the song, but it is in there. I'm sure I've played some other games that have this song in it, but I can't remember. Oh. Okay, that's pipe number 1. I would have thought you would need to make even more pipes on the later levels, but I guess not. Yeah, and this thing, like, what does this even do? It's like, here's this piece, I have no idea what it does. But, I mean, hey, it's there. Nope, and that's... No, that's facing the wrong way. That doesn't help me at all. That one does, though. Okay. Let's wing this and hope for the best. Okay, there we go. So I've at least got that set up, if nothing else. Nope, that's bad. That is very bad. It's especially bad now that I've just got this gaping hole with the water coming out from. Okay. Mmm. Well, it's one of those things, I mean, unfortunately, my language skills are basically non-existent. I never really learned to speak other languages. I know a small amount of German, and that's about it, really. Oh yeah, Tetris Star the Fighter. I don't think I've ever played that. I've seen it, but it's just not one I ever really got around to myself. But I've seen it on videos from other people. Mainly ones more talented than myself, but, you know, that's just how the, just how it works out. Ooh. Oh, this is level 7. Okay. Ooh. Okay, let's not do that. That's bad. This is good though. So that's number 1. Yeah, just get rid of that. Okay. What happens if you actually beat all the levels? I'm guessing there's some kind of ending, but I don't know. I've never really looked into this game, to be honest. It's one of those I've... Okay, let's not go into that pipe bit, because that's clearly a dead end. Yeah, I think I know what the trick is. Basically, you want to sort of build... But basically, hold on, what do I do here? Oh, okay, if you pause the game, firstly it says coffee break. Well, unfortunately, I've actually got a mug of tea from here. I do not have coffee with me right now, so the tea is going to have to do. Also, yeah, I think I might have messed this up a bit. Oh well. No, these are all these are all bad pieces. I can't do anything with these. There we go. Okay, and I actually need to make this... No. Oh, actually, that could have worked, but I didn't know. Yeah, see, this is the problem. I need this, like, corner piece. But the problem is that they're all facing the wrong way. Like every single one of them. Like, there isn't a single one where I can do anything. Like, I think that may have... Oh, actually, that piece would have won it. But it's one of those things, like, I have to try to just wing it in my head, and I can't do that as fast as the game wants me to. Well, it depends on what school you go to, I think. As I say, I mean, again, where I went to, I was taught a bit of German. But I never did it full time. Okay, level 8. Let's do it. Oh. Oh. It's like I was doing the Simon Belmont getting hit sound. Go for these tunes there. It's like whoever worked on this game, they wanted those classical pieces. Yeah, I still... like, okay, here's this water thing that just kind of exists. And, like, none of these pieces are really what I want right now. Yeah. How not to play this game. Well, you got a master class in it right here. No, that one's facing the wrong way. Yeah, like the game's just giving me these corner ones that don't really do anything. Like, I'm waiting for the game to spawn me a certain piece, and it's just not doing it, like, at all. The Dr. Mario problem, as I keep calling it. Except in Dr. Mario, you can at least match them and get rid of the pieces that way. This game doesn't even let you do that. Like that's just not an option in this game. I think that's really the problem with this compared to Dr. Mario, is that in Dr. Mario, you can just get rid of the pieces by matching them up. And in this game, you can't, and that's really where it kind of fails compared to that. It's like, yeah, you probably could have done with a mechanic like that, and the fact that it doesn't have that is kind of a problem. And that piece, I have no idea what it does, and the game doesn't explain it, so... yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it just becomes, kind of important. Or not important, it just kind of becomes impossible. Yeah, probably needed a bit of work on the design, I reckon. But anyway, that's that page done. So that is that set of games. Let's see what happens if we continue. So, take a quick tea break. Okay, let's see what the next page is. So we did page 37. Now we got page 6. Oh, good. Okay, we got some interesting games here. So we have, whatever the fuck this name is. Like, you couldn't have just called it Tiger. Like, just call it Tiger and be done with it. Power Ranger, because, yeah, I'll bet it's going to be a Power Rangers game. Golf War, Bubble Bobble 2, Guerrilla War, which I'm pretty sure is spelled wrong, but sure. Dead Fox, Power Blade 1, which is one that I look forward to. POW, Jungle Book, and Airwolf. Yeah, there's definitely a few games here that I'll need the turbo button for. So, you know, let's just start off with Dead Fox, because I think I know what this is. Yeah, this is Codename Viper, isn't it? Just like the Japanese version. Why they couldn't just put the English version on here, I don't know. Like, surely it wouldn't have been that hard to source the ROM. Also, you can't skip this. But yeah, I remember this game. Have you ever played Rolling Thunder? Well, imagine that, but in the jungle of South America. Yeah, we're going international today. Also, yeah, one thing I do remember, compared to Rolling Thunder, this is very similar gameplay-wise. But there is one key difference, which is that essentially you have to check every single door. Because there's a grenade in one of the doors, and you need the grenade to beat the level. And I think it's random where it spawns, which effectively means you have to check every single one of these. Because if you miss one, and that has the grenade in it, you lose. Well, you don't lose, you have to go back to the start, basically. Also, for the record, I was never any good at Rolling Thunder, so I may not be any good at this. Yeah. Fun fact, by the way, this was by Capcom, which is funny, because, you know, of course, well, Rolling Thunder was a Namco game, and this is, like, clearly based on that. Like, they kind of just went, okay, let's just do Rolling Thunder again, even though there's already a Famicom version. And I'm pretty sure it was already out on NES by this point as well. Like, it wasn't like the NES version got delayed by a few years and then it got released. No, because it was an unlicensed game. It was published by... well, the NES version was Tengen. This, well, Capcom did both versions. But I don't think they actually made this. I think this was... it was Arc System Works, I think, wasn't it? Yeah, because they also did the Famicom version of Rolling Thunder, which is interesting because it means that this plays more or less exactly the same. Maybe not exactly the same, but it's like the same engine. So the differences are far more negligible than you would expect, given that they're from different publishers, but yeah. Oh, I remember this. Yeah, this is where the game gets kind of awkward, because... oh, that's right, you can jump in midair in this one. I don't think you could do that in... I was about to say Operation Wolf. No, Rolling Thunder, that's a different game. But yeah, you gotta do the jumps a certain way. Also, you just get killed randomly because... you know... I mean, Rolling Thunder was just kind of like that, to be fair. Yeah, Operation Full Moon, you know, everyone's favourite. Yeah, I will say this. I do look forward to, yeah, Power Blade, because that is a game I have not played in a while, but I have played for it before, and that's a hell of a game. Also, I don't remember this level. I must admit, this is not a game I've ever really played much of. So, like, the level designs and whatever, I'm not familiar with them. Like, again, this is a game I mostly know from, like, watching other people play it. Like, this is one that I never really made an effort to get into it myself. Admittedly, I'm not really a big fan of Rolling Thunder. It's one of those games I'm just kind of like, eh. I don't know. Yeah, it's like... Rolling Thunder 2 is certainly the better game, I would say. Also, it's got the same health system as Rolling Thunder, which is not necessarily a good thing, because it's like you get shot once and that's it. Yeah, it's like there. Like, I was holding down, and he, like, refused to duck as an idiot. So, yeah. So if you want Rolling Thunder, except they called it something else, well, you pretty much have that on this. As I say, there are a few shoot-em-ups on this page, and they basically all require you to use the turbo controller, so I might get that. What do I want to play? You know, let's play Jungle Book just to get it out of the way, because I do not like this one. I've played this on the Game Boy on stream, and the NES version is pretty much the same game as the Game Boy version, really. And, yeah, I didn't think much of it on the Game Boy, and from what I remember, this version is, well, mostly the same, really. Soundtrack is pretty good. Unfortunately, yeah, Neil Baldwin, he was a bit like the Fallen Brothers, in that he was very talented. Unfortunately, the games that he did soundtracks for usually weren't very good. I mean, there was that Ferrari game, which was a very mediocre sort of racing game that... Yeah, I mean, even on the NES, there were far better racing games available, let's say. And when you put that up against Rad Racer, which was out, you know, 5 years earlier, it's not even close. Yeah, as I say, I've played this game. I don't think much of it. Again, I have this on the Game Boy, on like a pirate multicart somewhere. And it's playable. It's okay, to be fair, this is not one of the worst games on the system. There are certainly far worse licensed games, but this is, yeah, really not a good one. Like, randomly you can't even, like, turn around to shoot the enemy, like here. Like, if you try to turn left to try to hit the enemy, the game just doesn't let you. It's just like, no, you can only face right. Woody story. Is that the ROM hack version of this? Oh, also you can't attack diagonally because they didn't know how to do that. In 1994, no less. Yeah, they didn't know how to do diagonal controls in a 1994 release. That apparently was too much for them. Like, this was one of the very last games released on the NES, too. Like, this was on the Mega Drive. I think there was a SNES version, or maybe that was a different game that just happened to look similar. But yeah, this... I think there was a Master System version. I do remember the Game Gear version of this was one of the first games I ever played. And I want to say that was at least a little bit different. I don't remember if it's any good. But I know I've played that one. It's been a while. Maybe I need to, like, go back and just play all the Game Gear games. And see how it compares to this version. Also, why Mowgli is being systematically attacked by... like, the whole animal kingdom, I don't know. Like, it's been a while since I've seen the film, but I think the film worked a little bit differently to that. Ugh, you know, it's funny too, there was a Tarzan game on Game Boy, which is... well, it's kind of like this, only worse. And, like, you really do not need a worse version of this. Yeah, this is very much like... games like Cool Spot or the McDonald's game, though I would say this is significantly worse than those games. For one thing, there are far fewer collectibles, and you have to collect every single one of them. You have to know where every single object is on the level, and if you don't, you can't finish the level. Like, even in the McDonald's game, I think there were 100 collectibles on each level, and you only had to get 60 of them. In this game, you have to get all of them, and... yeah, I think that really kind of makes the game so much worse as a result. Like, it wasn't just... Really, it just wasn't great design to begin with. And, yeah, this is kind of like one of the worst takes on it. There's a mask in this? What? I mean, yes, this game is better than the Lion King game on the NES, but that's only because the Lion King game is one of the very worst games on the console. Like, that is, like... I mean, people talk about half-arsed. That's like... It's like 1/16 arsed. It's kind of what that version is. Just really, yeah, it's really miserable. Like, this game at least has some level of presentation going for it. That's more than what that game has. Yeah. Also, you'll just randomly miss the vines because the game's like that. Like, the collision detection is pretty poor. Like, you'll just randomly miss things where you're obviously in front of them. Like, that time it worked. Oh, also the enemies constantly respawn too, because it's one of those games. Yeah, so like, that time it worked, but the other time it didn't. I don't know what it is about these kind of like collectathon... Well, I say collectathon. These sort of games where you have to collect stuff. Like the European ones specifically. And it was really just a case of, like, you can't even jump down off the platforms, like in Contra or something. Which, bear in mind, Contra was out before this, like, years earlier. And you also, like, cannot jump on the platforms properly. So now I'm, like, forced to go on this stupid thing. And then collect it that way. Yeah, like, like, how does this work? Like, I'm obviously in front of the gem, like, you can't just grab it. Like, I genuinely don't know how you're supposed to get to that. I know I've done it before. Because, again, I played this on the Game Boy. And, like, you have no control over that. Like, you can't jump down off the platform. Even though, again, that was a pretty common thing to do by 1994. Like, I'm holding L. Ugh. Yeah, you have to press up and jump. Like it's Speedy Egbert. Oh, also I'm missing 2 gems, which means I have to go back and collect that all over again. Because you can't just finish the level without collecting the gems. Because, you know, Mowgli, famously big on gems. It's like this game was designed by Phoenix Games. Or not Phoenix Games, Dingo Pictures. Because there was that whole thing in one of the films, was it Lion and the King, I think? Like, the diamond's my god. Yeah, this game is arse. I'm just going to do the AVGN thing. This game is ass. Yeah. Well, thankfully I don't need to play that anymore. What an awful game. Like, why would you even waste space on this by including that? Then again, I could ask that for all of the nice code games that are on the system as well. Okay, you know what? I need a good game. Let's play some Guerrilla War. Of course, they couldn't be asked to source an English version of the game, because that would have been too much effort. Just like it would have been too much effort to source better games. Ugh. But okay, this is a game that is actually pretty good. Granted, I'm not going to get more than like 1 or 2 levels into it, because this is one of those games where you get killed a lot, and I have played for it, so I can tell you that for sure. Yes, Guerrilla War, also known as Guevara. You may have heard of this one. It was an arcade game, like an early sort of SNK game. Back when SNK were actually credible. And made games about, yeah, overthrowing dictatorships. Because that was what they used to do. Also, yeah, as I say, this is a game that's just set up to kill you every few seconds because it was an arcade game and they did not tone down the difficulty for the home version. They do at least give you infinite continues. So really, if you're going to beat this game, that's pretty much how you have to do it. Like, it's pretty much, like, this is one of those, like, spam continues to win games. Like, Ikari 3 is kind of the same deal. Yeah. Although, to be fair, this game is also very... It's a lot like Ikari Warriors, but, like... This is kind of like, what if Ikari Warriors on the NES, but it wasn't shit. That's basically how I would describe this one. It's like, oh, it's like Ikari Warriors, the good version this time. Yeah, it's a good thing they give you the infinite continues. You kind of need them for this game. Like, beating this game without that, good luck. Also, it is funny that you just get laser shots. Ooh, go get at the tank. Boom! Yeah, just have multiple vehicles explode at once just because you can. Also, the enemies do that. I suppose you could play this more methodically, a bit like Contra or something like that. I'm sure that would work. I do remember the train level in this, or the minecart level, whatever it is. I remember that looking pretty cool for, well, certainly for the NES at least, where they have this kind of rotation effect, which you don't really tend to get on this console, because, well, surprise game and rotation just wasn't in the hardware. Just wasn't what the console was built to do. Ugh! Nope. Ooh. Yeah, sadly I couldn't take those tanks. Oh. Yeah, I do want to play this two-player at some point. I've got the SNK, like, arcade sort of collection thing that they did for the Switch. And I'm pretty sure this version of the game is on here. It definitely has the arcade version. And I'm fairly certain this version is on here too. Or is on that compilation. No, and I can't even do that. Great, because I shot the bridge. Yeah. Pro tip, don't shoot the bridge. Yeah, this one, I want to say, is pretty common on Pirate Multicarts. I don't think I have this on anything, except maybe that 150 in one. I want to say this game is on there. Okay, here we go. Now we've got to shoot the weird sort of general bloke who just kind of stands there and takes like 1 billion shots to the face. From a tank, no less! Like, how does this work? Oh, that's right, you can actually just hold the button down. Ooh. Yeah, there's some good set pieces here, actually, like some interesting boss fights. As I say, I mean, this is, again, kind of like what Ikari Warriors on the NES should have been, I think. There we go. Hooray! I beat a level of this! Without having to use a continue. As I say, I have played through this whole thing before. I think there's something like 10 levels. And again, like, this is a game that I really would not be able to beat without the infinite continues, I'll be honest. Especially because I keep dying like that. I don't remember what the T does. No, and the thing just like blown up immediately. I don't know if I took like a grenade or something, but you know, it's funny too. There was a game called, I think it was called Iron Tank on the NES, which is kind of like this, except you're in the tank for the entire game. I gotta be honest though, I never liked that one. I always just found it really awkward to control, and the lack of checkpoints just made it kind of a drag to play. I've seen some people who really like that game. Personally, I couldn't get into it. And, you know, there's no co-op or anything. Like, this game has co-op, I think. Like, I'm pretty sure that's a thing this version has. I mean, it must do, because, you know, like, Ikari Warriors had co-op. Wait, what's going on? Get pushed off the screen by the pig, that's interesting. So I think you do get infinite ammo. Like, well, actually, no. You get finite kind of weapon ammo, but even if you lose it, you just go back to the default gun. So it could be worse. It's also interesting that some of the enemies just kind of ignore you. Here we go, spread shot for the win! Ugh! Oh, forget how this works. I do like the you're just fighting here while people are hanging up their t-shirts. Yeah, thankfully those don't get destroyed in the war. Also, I do apologise for the flashing effects, but, you know, it's just life. It's kind of what you have to, learn to accept that happens a lot with games from this era. Because it was easy to do, I suppose, and, you know, took up almost no ROM space. Ooh. Ooh. Also, yeah, Rogue Brewer. I don't think Rogue Brewer is even on this. Like the original version, maybe, but I don't think we're gonna find Rogue Brewer on this console. We did find Destroy 1 though, which is kind of a similar deal. Ooh. See this? Just a trail of destruction. Like, yeah, you can't dodge that. Yeah, see, this is how you get me to play a console. Just put games where you just blow shit up. Yeah, die, dictatorship! We shall become the new leaders of the Cuban Empire. Or the Cuban Republic, or whatever they call it, I don't know. Ooh, see if I can do this. Just kind of wing it. Ooh. Yeah. So think about the bosses in these games. They're all kind of bullet sponges and damage sponges. Oh! Did we beat it? Hey! Not bad. Cobra. In relation to Cobra. Yeah, it seems like this one at least works properly. It's unfortunate that it's all in Japanese, but at least the game runs okay. As opposed to a fair few of the other games that I've played on this. This one, at least, you can play it and, you know... Oops. And, yeah, actually works as it's supposed to. It doesn't have, like, the weird glitchy scrolling that Ikari 3 had. Which is interesting, that game has glitchy scrolling and this doesn't. Like, this actually kind of works as it's supposed to, really. What else did SNK make on the NES? Because a lot of their games were outsourced to Micronics, I think. Like, I know Iron Tank was one of theirs. Like Crystallis, which, I gotta be honest, I never liked Crystallis. It just didn't do it for me at all. As much as I like Zelda, it's just, you know, that game had, yeah. I actually looked into that game after playing it, and oh, what was it? Yeah, I looked into that game after I'd, like, tried playing it on the SNK collection, and, yeah, from what I saw, the rest of the game past that is very samey, and not really much fun. Some people seem to really like it, but, no, it didn't leave a good impression on me. Okay, let's try not to get grenaded in the face. Ooh, this is very reminiscent of, what was that game? Caliber 50? Which had a version on Mega Drive. Didn't have a version on the NES, though. And unfortunately, the Mega Drive version is not great. It's extended from the arcade game, but unfortunately... yeah, presentation was a bit lame, and it didn't even have co-op, even though, like, this game has it, and this came out years earlier. So, yeah, well done, whoever made that game. I can't even remember. Ooh. Real impressive explosions in this, as we said. Certainly for the hardware. Yeah, so you look at that. Oops. Well, I got the B at least. Yeah, I'm amazed I haven't had to continue yet. I remember when I played through this on my own time, I think I actually had to continue as early as the first level, so... kind of astounded I haven't had to do that yet. So, I've actually outdone myself. At least in terms of my own expectations. I don't know about you. I don't know. How hard is this game to beat without continues? I imagine fairly difficult. Maybe once you know where everything is. Maybe not quite as bad. Maybe that's why I'm getting further in this now. Wait. Hold on. Do you have to destroy the submarine, or do you just have to kill the dudes? I don't remember how this bit works. I was about to ask if there was an underwater level, but I might be thinking of Ikari 3. I'm pretty sure that has one. Ugh. Nope, and we died. Well, you know what? Level 3 boss, it's pretty good, I would say. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, so when I come back, we'll play some more of these games. I'll actually plug in the turbo controller so I can play, yeah, the Tiger game, Gulf War, and Airwolf, because I'm pretty sure I'll need that for those games. So I'll be back in a minute. Don't go away.
I say, dear chaps, shouldn't you go on a diet?
Are you talking to me? Maybe if these guys would make these holes bigger, I could fit easier, know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I'll help you out.
No worries, no.
Come on, guys, we have work to do. We come from the Action 52 game world where every game is...
Yeah, we're talking action and lots of it. We got space, dragon, adventure, even war games.
Yeah, dude, we even got rescue games, and man, they're smooth, like ice.
Hey, what about you guys?
Oh, yeah, we're in there, too. The Cheetah Man.
Yes, but that's another story. If you want the ultimate game challenge, you have to get Action 52.
Yeah, it's so cool. 52 games in one, and you can even play it on Nintendo. Man, it's awesome. Get yours now.
Now playing at a store near you.
Yeah, where are the rescue games on this? I suppose Ikari 3 involves the rescue. So I suppose that's the answer. Yeah. Where is Critical Bypass on this system? You know, where is Billy Bob? Yeah, I'd play that over bloody Jungle Book. By the way, yes, I'm back. And by the way, I have also plugged in the turbo controller because I think I'm going to need it for Airwolf. And yes, there was a Famicom game based on Airwolf, the TV series. Yes, we finally get an 8-bit Ernest Borgnine. It's exactly what the world needed. So we've got this like really slow version of the Airwolf theme, I think. It's like a remix. It's like the intro. Yeah, there were 2 Airwolf games. There was a Famicom game and a NES game. So the one that got released on the NES was kind of like a helicopter flight sim sort of thing. A little bit. I suppose closer to Top Gun than anything else. But then you have this game that was only released in Japan. I'm surprised that they didn't just release this game in place of the other one, because I think this game was out first. Airwolf on the NES, the one that Beam Software did, I think that was 1989. But yeah, here we go. We have to defeat this man, because he's a bastard. But yeah, Airwolf on the Famicom. I'm doing this one first, because I definitely remember this being the least good of all of these shooters. Okay, well, at least this is a good way to test out the controls. So we've got the chain guns, the cannon, and the falcon. I think you use the B button to just shoot, and the A button, I think, speeds up. Which is kind of weird. So we're going to try the cannon, and we're going to try the Hellfire. You know, that classic game that wasn't on the Famicom. There was a Mega Drive version, I think. Yeah, I remember this. So this is one of those games where you're kind of noticeably underpowered compared to the enemies. Also note, like, the crazy amount of lag in this game, too. It's amazing, because, you know, like, Guerrilla War runs pretty well. And I think it came out around the same time as this. And, like, there's a lot... It feels like there's a lot less happening in this game. Like, there's less stuff being thrown about. And yet, it just lags so much. I don't know what it is. But I do know this was made by Kyuukyoku, who also made Crossfire for the Famicom. They also made the Mega Drive game Crossfire, which in Japan was actually an Airwolf game originally, but then they didn't have the license for the American version. Also, yeah, this is one of those games you die once and have to redo the whole level, so, you know, have fun with that. I will say, this is a game I have played a little bit, and I don't remember thinking much of it. I don't know, like... I think the general consensus is that this is better than the game that got released on the NES. I gotta be honest, I'm not certain. It's kind of a shame that the NES game isn't on this, so we can compare them and contrast them. Also, yeah, the flashing effects in this are not great. So, yeah, again, enjoy more of that, because this game's quite fond of that too. But yeah, like, I don't remember if the lag is normally this bad in this game. I definitely remember there was quite a bit of lag when I played this before, though. So I don't think this is a problem with this console. I think it is just this game. Yeah, I've actually played through Super Airwolf on the Mega Drive. It's not a great game, but it is certainly better than this. It's like this weird cross between a shoot-'em-up and... How would I describe it? Like a shoot-'em-up and, I guess, a Ikari Warriors a little bit. Like, there are sections where you go on foot. Like, you just play as Jean-Michael Vincent or whatever his name is. You just go around shooting everyone. And I have beaten that game before. It's, as I say, it's not a great game, although it's not exactly the worst thing you'll ever play. Again, I would say it is a better game than this. Also, if you press A, the game just suddenly speeds up. I don't know what the point of that is, other than making the game flash like crazy. Like, how is the game running this bad? Oh, this is... No, we gotta turn that off. That is... Oh, that's the worst. I don't remember the game being that flickery. Again, I can't tell if that's the game, or if that's just this console. I'd have to, like, look up gameplay footage of this to know. But, as I say, I do remember not liking this game. And okay, so yeah, you really do not want to do that speed-up thing, because it causes the game to flicker. Which I suspect is this ROM. Like, I think that's just the ROM being broken. I don't think that's the game. Though, as I say, the game itself... Not exactly very good. Like, I would have to go back and play both versions to know which one I would rather play, but right now, I'm like, yeah, I'd probably rather go for the NES game. Okay, here we go. Kyuukyoku Tiger. I think, oh, also a lot of flashing. Great. From CBS, Sony, and Taito. Some good names there. I don't remember if they do that. I don't think they do. I don't think those games flash as much, though, to be fair. But yeah, so this game, you may know this as Twin Cobra. This had, like, a bunch of different versions. Also, the background is, like, flickering really badly on my screen, but I suspect that's just the way that this outputs on the TV. That may not be an issue with the game, that may actually just be the console. I don't know how it looks on stream, I'll have to check the VOD afterwards. Hopefully it looks better on your end than it does mine. Now this one's interesting, so this was actually done by Micronix. Like, they ported this to the Famicom. And for what it's worth, this may actually be Micronix's best game on the system. For whatever that's worth. It's not great, but it is better than their usual output, let's put it that way. Like, this is at least kind of solid. It's certainly better than the previous game, let's put it that way. And it's kind of a shame, though, because, again, there were versions of this that got released on the TurboGrafx and the Mega Drive, and I've not heard good things about the PC Engine version. I seem to recall hearing people say that that one's just way too hard to really be worth playing. But I definitely remember the Mega Drive version being the best of the home ports. To be fair, that did come out a couple of years after this, so... You know, at the time, this might have actually been the best version that you could play outside the arcades. Actually, who made this game originally? Was this a Toaplan game? Because I want to say it was. You'll probably explain why it was on the Mega Drive, because Toaplan got around on there. I mean, okay, let's be fair. This is a significant improvement over games like XZXis or whatever. Also, you can do that. Not a bad effect, actually, to be fair. Yeah, I give Micronix credit. This is actually, not bad. You know, it's like, hooray, they finally made a decent game! Though I say that as someone who kind of likes the NES version in 1942, but it's not a great game. I know that. But this is one you can maybe make a case for. Ooh. Certainly flickers a lot less than the last game. It's a fair bit less lag, too, even as I use the turbo button to play this. Yeah, Tiger Heli is not great from what I remember. It's kind of like this, but not nearly as good. I think Tiger Heli might be on this console, but we haven't come across it yet. Maybe someday we'll get around to that one. Unfortunately, we've been going through these games a bit slower recently, just because the games have been a bit more involved and less willing to kill me in the first few seconds, with a few exceptions, but yeah. I don't know, it feels like they've been saving the more involved games for later. Granted, I say that, and the next page is probably going to be more nice code, but I don't think we're going to get to that today. I mean, Power Blade in particular might actually take a while. I have played through that game before. It's been a while since I've played it, but I seem to recall that one is not especially difficult out of the gate. Also, I might not have picked a good weapon for this. This may have been a bad choice. Yeah, probably should have gone for the homing weapon. Oh, there we go, we did it. Yeah, Tiger Heli, I remember not liking the NES version of it. It's not necessarily bad, but it didn't do it for me. This one is fine. I'd say one of the better shooters on the console. And certainly when we're talking about the sort of like later era where the games became a bit more involved. I'm trying to think of like really good ones. I mean, there's Gunnak. And can't really think of many others. I don't know. No, there really weren't many shooters coming out on the NES by, like, 1989, because I think by that point they were mostly coming out on, like, PC Engine and Mega Drive. It took a little while for support to pick up on the Mega Drive, but, you know, certainly in 1990 onwards, there were a lot of shooters on that console, and some of them were really good. Also, is it just me, or do the enemies despawn if you scroll them off the screen? It's a bit odd. Oh, here we go. Home and shot, let's go! We have not come across Mario 14 yet. I think it is on here. I just haven't got a chance to play it yet. I'm pretty sure this game does have an ending. Like, if you beat all the levels, I think it just gives you like a credit sequence. Or at least the Famicom version does. They might have taken that out for the NES. Maybe that's the reason they included this version. It's because they knew they took that out. Although, I suspect probably not. Because, let's be honest, they do just seem to pick the different versions somewhat randomly. Or certainly arbitrarily, at least. Hold on. Which icon is which on the bottom? Because one of them is the life counter, and one of them is the amount of, like, bombs I can use. Okay, the one on the left is my lives. Just figured that out. Yeah, this is definitely a tower plan game. Just got lots of turrets everywhere. You know, it's funny too, there was a version of Sky Shark that was released on the NES around the same time. And you know what's funny, that was done by Software Creations, and it's well made, I suppose. You can certainly make a case that it runs better than this, but I don't like how that one plays nearly as much. Like, it's playable, but it's kind of overly hard. There's a lot less room to move about, and it just feels like everything's just a little too fast. Like, I don't know, maybe that's because it was made by a British studio, maybe it was made for PAL, and they didn't account for the game being released in NTSC regions. Even though I don't think it got a European release. Okay, I was looking at chat, that was a bad idea, but I somehow got away with it. Yes, it's probably a good weapon to have. Ooh, actually. I'm amazed. I'm amazed it took that long to get killed. Also, interesting that it didn't put me back at a checkpoint when I died. I remember playing the NES version of this, and I'm certain that version has a checkpoint system. Like, you die, you get sent back. Seems like the Famicom version doesn't have that. So, yeah, kind of weird. I don't know what's going on there. Like, did they just add a checkpoint system for the NES one to make it harder? I'm guessing that's what happened, because certainly, yeah, making games harder for the American market is not unheard of. Certainly from this point onwards, there was a lot of that going on. I mean, Bayou Billy is a great example of that, and I think that had come out around the same time as this, maybe a little bit earlier. And they really jacked up the difficulty for the NES versions, and I don't know, I don't remember it being a great game to begin with, to be honest. I'm not a Bayou Billy fan, particularly. Not only is that game just overly hard, but it's also just kind of dull. Like, just the combat. Yeah, maybe this is the better version, actually. Maybe they did us a solid, putting this version on the console. Granted, I'm not going to beat the game anyway, but it is nice to see further into the game, and I don't just keep having to do the same bit over and over. But yeah, Kid Nicky 3, that is one that I do want to go back to. And I think that game is on this console, so we will see it eventually, I think. Assuming it works. Ooh, here we go. Very 1942-esque power up there. Just, no, you get to find more bullets! Ooh, here we go. But yeah, I must admit, I never looked into this version, but... yeah, this may actually be the better version now that I'm playing this. Which actually, yeah, you know what? I do make fun of some of the game inclusions on this console. Actually, I'll give them points for including this one. This one's not bad. I don't know. Like, is this the best Micronics game on the system? It's either this or Elevator Action. But I think there are... I don't know. I feel like the difference between that version of Elevator Action and the better versions that came later, I feel like there's more of a difference in quality. Like, you compare that to the Game Boy version, which I suppose is reformulated a bit. But yeah, like, you put that up against the Game Boy version, it's just not as good. Yeah, 1942 I kind of like, but again, I feel like that's one of those where I'm kind of in the minority. Actually, maybe this is one of those cases where you get a checkpoint system in the later levels. I don't think that was really a thing when this game came out, though. I don't think that really became a thing until, like, Psycho started doing it years later. Like, games like Gunbird and, you know, Strikers 1945 and, like, games like that, where you could do the first few levels and there would be no checkpoints, but then you get to, like, level 4, and it's like, oh, now you got checkpoint system, now you gotta, like, do the whole level and not get killed. Or at least get to the boss without getting killed. Yeah, Kid Icky 3, I never got into it. I have played it a fair bit. I do know how that game works. But I can't say I was ever really a fan. Like, it's an interesting game. It was a very late era game. Like, 1993, I think it was out. Oh. Oh. It's getting tense now. It definitely feels easier than the Mega Drive version, from what I remember playing that one. Maybe not quite as good overall, but I suppose if you want a version that you may have a shot finishing, maybe this is the one. Yeah, Wario, the famous creator of Kid Icky 3. No, actually, Wario sub-licensed it to Micronics, because they were the lowest bidder. Ooh, here we go. Yeah, here we go. That invincibility, I think? Because it looks like it. Also, I need to remember to use the bomb thing when I'm about to get killed. Oh, here we go. No! Oh, no, okay, I got last life. I want to at least see what happens when you beat this level. So what am I even fighting? It's like a stage car? Whatever that thing is, I just blew it. Oh, no. Nope, they got another one. Thankfully, the pattern's at least pretty easy to read, if nothing else. So I don't think I'll actually need the bomb things. Which is just as well, since I ran out of them. Nope, and the thing moved off the screen. There we go. Aha! Did it. Yes, Hello Kitty World. Yeah, so there was a company called Mario. I don't actually know who they were. But I have seen that credit on Hello Kitty World. That was basically the... well, it was essentially... what was it? Balloon Kid? The Game Boy game that they just converted. Sadly, I don't think that game is on here. Which is unfortunate, because I do enjoy that game. Ooh. I do enjoy that game. Okay, I probably need to come out of the gate and just shoot everything. Yeah, this is definitely a you need a turbo controller for this type of game. Yeah. Kind of naughty that they include this game, but they don't give you a turbo control. Like, I had to find a different turbo controller to do it. Oh, and you got 8 credits, which is interesting. I might need to look into how many levels this game has. I want to say something like 8 levels, and then like the game just ends. Maybe that one's beatable. Yeah, might be able to go back and finish that in my own time. Okay, well, there's certainly at least one more game on here where I want the turbo controls. So, well, we've got Power Rangers. No, I think the rest of these are fine. Okay, we'll do Gulf War, because I think I know what this is. Yep, Silkworm, which apparently is a game about the Gulf War. I got the high score, but again, I'm pretty certain that game does have an ending, so I'm not going to count that as a win. It's kind of funny, I haven't beaten any games today, but at least we got to play some good games. Also, Water Pipes for like a minute. Here we go. The G Cobra and the B Panther. Yeah, this is a game I have played, but not in a while. You ever played Super Swiv? It's kind of like that, but side-scrolling. So you could play as the heli, or you could play as the Jeep. Well, the Jeep in this game is essentially the equivalent of giving your little brother the Mad Catz controller. So we're going to go for the helicopter, because that's the sensible option. Yeah, if you ever tried actually playing this game as the Jeep, trust me, it is not ideal. Because you're stuck on the ground for the whole game. You don't have quite as many enemies trying to kill you, but yeah, the limited movement makes it far more difficult to play, I'd say. It's basically, you would only want to use the Jeep if you're in two-player mode, and, well, someone has to be the Jeep. Jeep, right? Isn't Jeep like a brand name, by the way? Like, there's a specific make of car. Unless, maybe it is a generic term. Oh, oops. I forgot you can do that. I remember this. Yeah, shoot this thing. Ooh. And become invincible so I can do that. You can unlock a turbo shot in this, but again, you don't start with it, so I'm just using turbo buttons. I do like the soundtrack in this version, I will say that. Because, yeah, like, Silkworm is one of those games that got, like, ported to, like, quite a lot of systems. Mostly the European sort of computers, or should I say computers that were, like, big in Europe at the time. So, like, Amiga and Atari ST and Commodore and all that. Like, Commodore 64. So, like, this was on all those systems. And, yeah, this also got a release on the NES. The weird thing about this game is that no one knows for sure who actually made this version of the game. Like, there were different versions of this, but this got published by American Sammy. Like, this never got released on the Famicom. Like, this was a NES exclusive. And, yeah. Also, this controller... the control setup here is a bit awkward, because I'm having to use the regular A button to point down to, like, shoot. And I'm having to use Turbo B, so I'm having to use... equivalent to, like, the X and triangle buttons on the controller. Like, PlayStation controller, it's equivalent to that. And it is a little bit awkward. Also, I forget what this boss's actual pattern is. It's been a while since I've played this, and I've never beaten it. So, you'll have to excuse my rustiness with this game. I've gotten at least a few levels into this. Yeah, 'cause I do remember that little shot thing that comes from the bottom, which is kind of where I was avoiding the bottom section, because I knew I was going to get killed by that. Also, yeah, I don't think this is really going to help much at all. Ooh. Also, I noticed the thing moving closer to the left. Very slowly. Well, interesting set of games. Guerrilla War and Silkworm. It's really weird that they call it Gulf War on the menu. Like, how is... Oh. Okay, like, yeah, let's not even continue with that sentence. Let's just pretend that it's 2016. And calling it Gulf War is silly and doesn't make any sense. Oh, also that was a bad idea. I do remember this game has like a sort of cheap trick thing at the end of the levels where it like sends these missiles to kill you and you have to make sure you avoid them. How are the home versions of this, like the computer ones? Because I'm sure I remember seeing the Amiga version, and I remember it looking quite good, actually. I think it was made by Sales Curve, who did they didn't make many games, but they did do a few good arcade conversions for the computers. And yeah, I think Rodland was one of theirs as well. But yeah, Sales Curve, they weren't really known for a whole lot, I don't think, but you know, they did do a good version of this at least. And to be fair, this version of the game's not bad. I like this version. You know, it's a good co-op shooter, even if there's a bit of disparity in terms of power, let's say. But yeah, again, probably one of the better shooters on the console. Again, it's weird that this didn't get a Famicom release, because it's certainly good enough to have a Famicom version, but it just didn't get one, which is weird to me. Allegedly, or according to sources online, this may have been made by Tecmo, who did make the arcade version, so kind of makes sense. I'm not sure if I agree with that. It could have been Tecmo or NMK or, you know, some other contract developer. I don't think American Sammy or Sammy in general had an in-house development company. But I'm pretty sure... What was it? I'm pretty sure NMK did do some work with them, though, so I do suspect maybe they had something to do with this. Okay, yep. Knew it was going to do that. See, this is why he plays the helicopter. You can just do this. Ooh. And not get killed. Yeah, it's like, why is this called Gulf War on here? Like, like, you could just call it Silkworm. I mean, you might as well. Yeah, I do wonder if maybe the Jeep gets more points because it's kind of, it kind of has a handicap. It's like, okay, whoever the better player is, just get them to be the Jeep, and then they could probably wing it. Or indeed not wing it, because they wouldn't have the wings to wing it. Yeah, so you can see they're definitely getting more trigger happy with those missiles that you don't really get that much time to react to. It's not as bad as some games, but yeah. Oh. Yeah, come on. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is where I'm going to start losing a lot of lives, I think. Because this game does get quite difficult. Yeah, I will say this, though. That font that they have in the heads-up display is pretty amazing. Like, that is a 10 out of 10 font. I'm sure I've seen, like, some, like, bootleg ROM hacks, like, Inventor ones, where they probably ripped off this font for other games. And just like, yep, different game now. Also, yeah, I don't think I'm beating this. I do kind of like this game, but I was never good at it. Like, I know some of the tricks, if nothing else. And I can't remember if you can blow this thing up, but I'll give it a go. If you can... Well, you probably need both players to do it. Oh. Okay, and I just flew into that like a numpty. Great. Ooh. Has anyone here actually beaten this game? Ooh. Careful with that. Okay, get the twin shot, because I need the power. As Tim Allen says, I need more power. That is the one thing that we need. Okay, I do actually want to see if I can blow this thing up. And preferably not get killed in the process. No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh! Yeah, the game loves doing that. Like, that's kind of the most annoying thing about it. It's like, oh, random missile kills you. Anyway, yeah, so that's Silkworm. You know, since... I see a clip I think just came into the chat. It's like 5:30 now. Let's do at least one more game. I think I'll save Power Blade for next time, because that may take a while. So what do we have? We have Power Rangers, we have Bubble Bobble 2, Power Blade, and POW. Okay, let's do Power Rangers. I showed Action 52 earlier. Let's play game number 52. Because this is doubtless the Cheetah Men of this compilation. So, amazing theme song. So, Zyuranger... So that's what this game is, if you don't know. So this is Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger. Now, I think this was the TV show that Power Rangers was based on. So the title kind of makes sense on the menu in a roundabout way. Also, yes, there are dragons in this. I can't remember what this says. I think this may be like easy mode and hard mode. We'll just go for the regular one. We'll go for the default, because I don't think there's really much incentive to play the hard mode. It's not like they lock off the ending on the higher difficulty or anything like that. Yeah, technically it's not Power Rangers, but you can definitely see, well, maybe not this character, but some of the characters look very much like the ones in Power Rangers. Like the character you saw earlier, it just looks like Rita Repulsa to me, I'm sorry. As someone who was never really into Power Rangers, but like I'm just barely old enough to have like seen that original show on TV as a kid. Also, it's interesting to hear they set this up. So there were like 2 of these Ranger games on the Famicom. Because you have this game. There was also Jetman, which I think was like the series prior to this one. And that one, what was it? That one I think was made by Natsume, and I seem to recall that being the better game. This one I think was done by Arc System Works, which is funny because, you know, they also made Dead Fox that I played earlier. Though this did come out a couple years later. This was, yeah, 1992, I believe. So, pretty late era game. But yeah, this has like a whole dinosaur theme to it, which is kind of funny. So I'm guessing that character is basically the Zordon equivalent. Also, yeah, there's some pretty amazing stuff going on with this. Firstly, this is my upgraded weapons. This is, I guess, the character's like real kind of main sort of attack. And it actually has far less range than your default weapon. Like, some of the upgraded weapons are genuinely worse than what you start out with. Because it's that kind of game. Yeah, Zyuranger? Zyuranger? I don't know how you write it. By the way, so we get to turn into the Ranger, except, no, we don't. Like, let's be honest, this game is a little bit on the lame side in terms of what they actually did with the license. It's like, oh, you got this awesome mode where you get to turn into the robot. Like you know, the dinosaur robot thing. And then it turns out, no. Actually, all that happens is you just see a picture of it and then you get your health restored. Also, I don't remember how this boss fight works. Okay, I think I remember how this works. Ugh. Yeah, this is one of those you just gotta get the pattern down, and then you're fine. Problem is, you get so little time to get your attack in. Like, as soon as he's finished blinking, you can't attack him anymore, which sucks. It's like, why is it like that? Probably better off just using the default weapon for this boss. Okay, so that time it worked. Yeah, I forgot how much, like, this weapon just is not good. Just because of the lack of range, really. Like, that's really where you're kind of at a disadvantage. Like that. Like, I swear I hit the boss, and the game just wasn't counting it. Okay, we did it. Yeah, it's like, essentially you're trading twice the attack power for much shorter range. And I forget... I think 2 of the characters get a ranged attack for the upgrade. I think the next level is one of them, and I can't remember the other one. So here we go. Here's... I don't know what this character's name is, but it really does look like Rita Repulsa to me. Boop, boop. That's what this game needs. It just needs the Bulk and Skull theme between levels. But, okay, here we go. So I think this is the bonus game. So you get a bunch of different bonus games in this. Like this one where you just play Pong with the robots. Like, this is the best they could do. It's like, oh, yeah, we put Pong in the game. So I think with these bonus levels, okay, so if you win, you get an extra life. And if you lose, you actually lose a life. So if you're on the last... no. What is it? If you lose the bonus game and you're on your last life, you actually get a game over. Which is kind of hilarious. What's also hilarious is that this is the password system. So the password system is literally just 3 pictures of the Red Ranger, or whatever he's called in this version, I don't know, but I'm just going to call him the Red Ranger just because that's what I know him as. Yeah, Bandora the Witch. Okay, that's good to know. But yeah, literally what you have here is 3 images of the Red Ranger in 3 different poses. And, like, that's it. Like, literally there are 9 possible combinations for the password. So, you could literally just type in a random password and you have a 4 in 9 chance of getting the correct password. Like it has to be the least effective way of locking out passwords I've ever seen. There we go. After 10,000 years I'm free! It's time to conquer Earth! Or whatever it's saying, I don't know. I assume it's a she anyway. It certainly was in the Power Rangers show at the very least. Yeah. Why was there never an 8-bit Power Rangers game? Like, they should have made an 8-bit... they should have reskinned this into Power Rangers entirely so they could just have an 8-bit version of the theme song. Because Power Rangers wasn't a very good show from what I remember, but the theme song is, like, amazing. Like, it was the best part. Yeah, here we go, I remember this. Oh, I don't remember that, though. Okay, so that doesn't work. No, you cannot... You can't get rid of that. Okay, this is kind of cool, though. You have to shoot the enemy and turn it into a platform. I do remember the bosses are where you're kind of most liable to die. Yeah, they probably did take footage from the original show and just, like, dub over it for the version that we got. But yeah, I seem to recall Pink Ranger, or whatever the character's name is, pretty sure gets the best attack in the game, so naturally you only get to use it on this level. Because, it's funny, in Jetman you could pick the character to use on each level. I don't think it made much of a difference gameplay-wise, but you at least could do that. And you can't do that in this game. Like, there is no option to change the character. Like, you just get a specific character for each level. So, yeah, kind of lacking in options, I would say. But yeah, there was definitely a lot of footage from this show that got used in Power Rangers. Especially the fighting scenes, because, like, the Dino Zords, or the Power Zords, whatever it was called, they were the dinosaur design. So I know it is definitely this show. How do you dodge that? I don't know. At least this shoots out less often. I suppose it's just a case of getting the timing down, but it's not easy. I do like the music though. Like, the in-game music's pretty good. It's no Power Rangers theme, but it's not bad. Mind you, this game is actually really short too. It's kind of part of the reason I picked it, because I'm like, you know, I don't have that much time left, but I don't have time to play, you know, Power Ranger, the game. Now we just need to get to the boss fight. Thankfully, we at least get a decent weapon for this one. Here we go. Boss fight. How does this one work? I don't remember. Oh yeah, it blocks your shots because it's that kind of boss. There we go, gotta hit this knockoff Buddha statue, or whatever it's supposed to be. Like, what am I even supposed to be fighting? I can't even tell. Oh, and of course it spawns me on the platform that descended. Thanks, game, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's just a case of you gotta get the timing down. There we go. Car Rangers. Yeah, I've heard of Car Rangers. There was a game for the... Was it like Bandai Satellaview? Or it was one of those kind of add-on things for the Super Famicom. I forget which one it is, but it's one of those. Yeah, at least you don't lose your power-up when you die. I mean, to be fair, you pretty much need the power-up weapon for that boss anyway. But I seem to recall level 3, I think you actually want to skip the power-up. Like, you're genuinely better off just not getting it, because you kind of need the range for the boss fight, I think. Now, I should point out, by the way, between levels, so you got these bonus games, but they're actually different games, depending on the level that you beat. So for the first level, it's the Pong game that you saw. Now, for levels 2 and 4, you get a quiz. And I'm not going to do the quiz, because you lose a life if you get it wrong, and I can't read the questions, and even if I could, I don't know really anything about this show. So, yeah, let's not do the quiz and say that we did. Yep, here we go. Where's Goldar? Actually, yeah, there is a version of Goldar in this game, isn't there? Like, I think it's the second to last boss. You essentially just fight, well, whatever character Goldar was based on. Yeah, definitely a language barrier for the quiz game, which is why I skipped the bonus level, because there's no way that I'm getting that right, unless I get lucky. It's basically a 1 in 3 chance. And, you know, I'm not risking a life just to show off that game. I may show it once I'm done with this game. So, yeah. So this is where the levels get a bit more involved. So this one is just a big maze with just really weird characters. I don't even know what they're supposed to be. But yeah, you do have to go out of your way to find the power-up tokens. The weird thing is that those tokens, they only give you your health back. It shows the, you know, the Megazord or whatever, but it doesn't actually... It's weird, like, it doesn't actually, Okay, I'm just pausing that there because you do get these kind of drop sections and you really can't react to it. And there may or may not be power-ups if I go a certain way. What even is this enemy? It's like something I'd expect to find in an Amiga game, and not in a good way. No! Okay, well, I might have just screwed up. Granted, again, I think this is a case where you really do not want to get the bonus weapon. Like, this level, and maybe level 1, you kind of want to avoid them. So I'm deliberately going to skip the door, and that's either going to make or break this run, possibly. This is a game I have beaten before, but, again, it's been a while since I've played it. So I at least kind of know this game. Hold on, did I miss like, a token sort of a little bit back? I want to make sure I didn't like miss anything. No, maybe this is the way you're supposed to go, because you certainly have to make more of an effort. Yeah, there's like a strangely sort of European vibe to this, a little bit. I guess the fact that the characters, again, a lot of these designs were used in Power Rangers, which was definitely a thing in Europe, so maybe that's part of it. It's kind of the thing, I mean, something like Doraemon is, like, clearly Japanese. Where this... Yeah, it's a bit more ambiguous just because of the way this got exported. I mean, again, some of these character designs, you certainly would not find these in a Power Rangers game, but there were a lot of Power Rangers games back in the day, including quite a few of them made in Japan. I think Natsume made at least one of them. Like, Power Rangers the movie, I think, was one of theirs. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, there were a lot of Power Rangers games. In fact, there were a couple of them bootlegged on the Famicom, in fact. There was a... It was like a Hummer Team game. It was like Power Rangers 3 or whatever it was called. I don't know. I mean, this game isn't that bad, to be fair. Like, there's much worse in terms of, like, licensed games for the Famicom and NES. This one is not very well regarded, because I think it is just a case where it just doesn't do a whole lot with the license. It's kind of just, okay, we just have this platformer that we just decided to... Ooh. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is the one where you want the gun. Like, you do not want the, like, weapon that you get from the door. Because that weapon has no range. Like, this is how you beat the boss. So I remember the trick with this. You stand under where the boss spawns, because I don't think it spawns in the same place twice. But you do have to be quick. Is it just a fixed pattern? Okay, I see how it works. Okay, so it's left, middle, right. funny too, because I remember reading that Arc System Works, I think, worked on the 8-bit Sonic the Hedgehog game, like the first one. And I really liked that game. My favourite of the 8-bit Sonics. Gods. Ugh, I've played Gods. I remember really not liking that one at all. Like, I remember that one being really bad. Or, personally, or I certainly didn't like it at all, anyway. I don't know, just got the impression it was, like, one of those games that was popular in Europe at the time, but I don't really see people talking about it now. Okay, you know what? Let's show off the other bonus game. I forget exactly how this one works. It's like hot potato. Okay, no, and the thing just explodes in like a second. Oh, actually, you can lose multiple lives on this one, I think. So we're playing against whoever this is. Ugh, did it. Win! Great, I got back the life that I lost on this bit. Okay, 3 lives, we've got 2 levels. I don't remember how you fight Goldar on this. Yeah, it is a bit Penguin Con Wars. Though it's really more a game of hot potato, but yeah. Okay, so now we get to play as... Is it the Black Ranger, I think? I think this is the other one where you get the ranged attacks, so yeah. Because you can see he's got, like, the sort of rifle. So yeah, this is definitely one where you want the gun. Or, not even the default gun, but the one you get on this. Problem with this level is you do get quite a few bottomless pits. So it's really just a case of don't fall off. Let's see. See, the problem is I don't remember the boss fight on this one. Like, I remember what the boss looks like. I don't remember how you're supposed to fight him, though. And I want to be careful with this jump. There we go. And this platform's going to fall. Yep, knew the game was going to do that. Yeah. Has anyone else played this game besides me? Like, I've spent more time with this game than I probably should, to tell you the truth. Okay, here we go. Oh, no! No, I'm thinking of a different level. Is it the last level where you get the gun? No, it's not this one. I thought the Black Ranger had the gun. Because the Pink Ranger... And I guess the Red Ranger must be the other one. Like, the last level. Because there are 5 levels in this. Oh. Okay, well, let's hope this thing works. You know, leave that. Can I hit this thing or not? No, it seems to be invincible. But to be fair, I think I've still got full health, so there's really no reason for me to collect the dots anyway. It's like Donkey Kong Jr. this bit. Actually, no, is there an advantage to collecting the dot thing? Yeah, so we've got what looks like a woolly mammoth. Didn't mammoths, like, they weren't even around in the time of the dinosaurs, I think. Like, weren't they a bit later? Like, I think they coexisted with, like, the ancient Egyptians or something like that. Yeah, here we go. So you fight what looks like Goldar. I know it's not, but... There we go. Just mash the button and you win. I guess that works. Yes! Goldar is down, and he... You think he would fall off the platform? Because why would there be a hole there? Like... Just kind of weird. Okay. And, yeah, so the bonus game is going to be the quiz again, so I'm not doing that. We'll just skip that and call it a day. But now we finally get to play as the Red Ranger and beat this game. Wait, there's a version of this that gives you 7 lives at the beginning? Well, I think this one... This, as far as I can tell, is an unhacked version of the game. Like, it seems to have the copyrights and everything, so... Yeah, I think you just start off with the default amount of lives. Yeah, but here we go. Red Ranger in the house. No, who's the other character that gets the gun? Is it the Red Ranger? I mean, here's the thing. I am going to get the weapon anyway, because from what I remember, you kind of need the extra damage boost. Also, yeah, this level's a bit weird. Like, you've got this kind of green star background. I do remember that, yeah, where it does that. Ooh. No, I'm just going to ignore these things and move on. I'm probably going to get killed a bunch of times, but I do have 3 lives in stock, so I should be okay. And I don't think the enemies respawn. Like, even if you get killed, I don't remember how it works. If you get killed, do you have to restart the level, or does it just continue? I don't remember. Because on the bosses, you don't have to redo them if you get killed, but I think on the actual levels, you may get sent back to a checkpoint. Hey, I may actually beat a game today. I'll give it a go. How does this work? I genuinely can't remember. There's like, I think you jump on it. There we go. Yeah, jump and hold down, which is slightly odd, but whatever. It works. Or, well, it did. Okay, there we go. Okay, no, he doesn't get a gun either, he just gets the blade. See, I swore, like there were like 2 levels where you get a gun. Maybe level 3 is the one that has the gun? Not that it matters, because it seems like you're better off just using the default weapon anyway, but... aha! Okay, well, I kind of want the health, not this bastard who's just in my way. I kind of want to just play the Power Rangers theme over this, but I feel like I'd make all the Sentai fans upset by doing that. So what is... like, what even is this area? Just like that Power Rangers game on the Mega Drive where you go to the moon at the end? And then, you know, fight Rita Repulsa or whatever. So here we go, Green Ranger shows up. And kind of advising me on what to do. Okay, so I think I remember how this works. From what I remember, this works pretty much like the last boss. You just kind of just hammer the button. Like, this is the secret. Basically, have a bunch of lives stockpiled. And there you go. That's it. I beat the game. Ugh. You know, it's great to end the stream on a positive note. I beat a game today. Because, yeah, you'd think that maybe there would be, like, a secret final boss, and then you get to play with the Zords at the end. No, that's the game. That is the end of the game. Maybe the hard mode has a bit at the end where you get to fight with the Zords, but I don't think so, because I'm sure that if that was the case, I would have seen it. Like, I would have, like, seen that in action, like someone else playing it. And that's definitely not a thing. But, yeah, here we go. Now that we've defeated Rita Repulsa, we now get to enjoy this cutscene with the chill end theme. I think actually this is just the credits for the game. Unfortunately, they're all in Japanese, so I couldn't tell you who actually made it. But at least it has credits. So, well, we can at least say that I beat 1 game today, so that's 49 for the total. Yeah, they really needed to do more with this game than they did. Like, if you're going to make a game like this, with the, you know, like based on a Sentai series or Power Rangers or whatever, you have to be able to play as the Zords, or whatever they're called in Sentai. Are they the Sentai Beasts or whatever? Don't know. But, yeah, it's, you know, like, that's one thing the Power Ranger games tended to get right, even if the games weren't necessarily great and people trashed on them at the time. Also, yeah, that is the whole game. And I do know that Jetman, you do get to play as the kind of, you know, super, you know, mega robot thing that all the Rangers turn into. And you get to fight various bosses. It's actually quite interesting, that game. I don't think it's on this console, though. Oh, also, if you leave it on the title screen long enough, it just does this. Which is great. I will briefly show off the quiz game. I think it's the first one. Yeah, now I think the other games actually have a 2-player option. So, yeah, you tell me what the answer is. What do you think? 1, 2, or 3? Well, when in doubt, go for 3. Yeah, well, kind of what I expected. I mean, I suppose, you know, once you're done with the game, you can just mess around with the quiz for a while. But anyway, I think I will call it for today's stream. It is just coming up to 6 PM, and the rest of these games may take a while. Certainly Power Blade will definitely will be on that for a while. There's no way I'm gonna do that now. But yeah, I'll save that for next time, and then hopefully we'll be able to finish off the rest of this page, and then maybe play some other games. You know, it's funny, I haven't been able to do as many games on these streams recently, just because, again, there's just been a bit more going on in them, and haven't been getting killed as quickly, so I'd like to thank you all for watching, and yeah, when we come back in part 14, we will play Power Blade 1, POW, Bubble Bobble 2, and probably some other games that aren't on this page. So, until next time, I'll see you later, people. See you.
'52 game world where every game is...
Yeah, we're talking action and lots of it.